So everybody, it's Amon here. Welcome back to one of my videos. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know you guys most likely miss me. Hopefully half of y'all have. Ready to go ahead and submit a bunch of different ideas, such videos of mine. Hope you guys are having a great day. Ready to kind of say greatness, you feel me, with everything that's going on. In today's video, as you see, it is a debunk on Captain Cuba's video. I don't know how long it's going to be, since obviously this video is hour long. The reason why I'm debunking this is because of the fact that I do not agree, obviously, with Captain Cuba's tier list, but I agree with some of the other ones, and I know that this is his opinion, but I'm only trying to debunk this because of the fact that I want views on right? No, it's actually just because of how he's compensating his reason, because he can inform people that don't scale, and he doesn't scale, so I don't think necessarily he's justified to make a full realistic power tier list all around. I'm not saying he can't make his own opinion on it, because everybody can. I can just tell him he can't, and obviously he's a more popular YouTuber, so he probably won't even listen to me. But I'm saying, in the occasion for how everything's alike with his characters that he puts in these tier lists, he does not actually give him justification for how powerful they truly are, or he downgrades them not knowing about them. So I'm going to correct him on some things, inform you guys, show the scaling proof. I have two scans kind of around the top right corner for where I am, because it's from the left, but at the same time I also have some things to more commonly justify within this main measurement of things that are going on, but also from this type of angle where I'm recording, because now I'm coming back from the normal lineup side, it's the left, but at the same time you guys get what I mean, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. Obviously, I'm not going to be playing all of it because it's an hour-long video, and that's going to be eternity when it comes to this video. So I'm going to go and get in, to justify everything, advise what's needed, and then if I need to, I'll incorporate. Well, does that even make sense to incorporate? Because I'm about to say something that kind of sounds a little bit weird. I'm not trying to go on a tangent or anything, just trying to try to essential for you guys. I want to incorporate top left corner scans if I need to, but it's more of a conversation of things, gradual formative take how these gonna be like. That's pretty much it. That's a profound ascension of what I'm trying to get at. Let's go and get into this. Let's go computer, cool stream.
Kronos.
As you guys know, I don't really like Kratos as a character that much, or really mess with God of War, but I like Captain Cuba and John Ford, and for their personality and stuff.
He's like,
Alright, let's talk about the people that he has rubbed the lip. This is a certification for why I wasn't really going to talk about them. I just want to acknowledge this, because I'm not going to do it with everybody, because a lot of the people that he talks about, he's right. So when it comes down to S tier, the Fates, he's right, and they're pretty powerful. One of them has infinite speed, and the other person is like low near that in the scaling account. The other one, not too significant, but she's pretty powerful with enchantment magic. He is right with Kronos. He's pretty powerful. He's certified. Princess F tier. Icarus. He's irrelevant.
below the Sisters of Fate. There's gonna be a lot of people in the A category. So, because Kronos is B category. He's not stronger than Kronos.
Yeah. So, this is my main problem, Hercules. This man just speds him way too much. And this is obviously God of War 3's Hercules, or overall God of War's Hercules. So he's not the actual champion of the gods, Hercules, Greek mythology, or Disney movie, or Marvel, or any other version of Hercules that is more suitable and respectable. This Hercules is a fucking brute op narc. Eve, the fisherman, he's not substantial, but he could maybe beat Icarus, but I don't know. I don't know if Icarus is certified with genetic powers in this version. I really don't care. I think he's right on the enemy of Kratos over there for guys named Barbarian King. Yeah. Ares, he's definitely right. He's right. And when it comes to Thanatos, he is wrong. He's definitely personified. He watches over different things, and he was before the gods in this. But Zeus's overlapping power and his culmination of belief in fate certifies him more with a comment of power. So if you want to go by inverse power scope, Zeus reigns over him, not just with power, but accumulation of the order of his greatness. So if you want to go by that means, he beats him, and Zeus has shown way more overlapping scope of high-end feats than Thanatos. So I believe he defeats him. I don't know that stellar there, but it's significant for what I was trying to get at. I'm not trying to downgrade Thanatos, though. He's very powerful, So you keep up Kratos, has certified enchantment and abilities, and he's very intimidating, but there's better combination on feats for Zeus, and he overlaps a bunch of different gods here because he's the prime king of the gods of the Greek pantheon, Olympus, etc. So a combination of his abilities are where most of the scales of different characters. Now to get on Hercules, which is the main person I want to talk about, Hercules should at least be behind or over Ares. Ares is very debatable for me, for my scaling and understanding, but he does not have a great certainty of strength, skill and matter in different cases, or even just accumulation of speed feats, as Hercules more overlapping enchantment and other abilities of strength, but Hercules is more unironically better just because of what he's been able to do. The Kratos, the count of abilities that he has within the series, and how he's overservedly a better profining aspect of a warrior than him in some different cases. But obviously Ares is the god of war, so there's the versatility of who is commonly better. But I'm just talking about the justification of the feats and what's been shown in the series. First point, Hercules has been shown and confirmed in the God of War novel description of his character that he has infinite bounds of strength, and when he's fighting Kratos, Kratos has at least a commonly infinite strength. So if Hercules is able to give him a run for his money, hold him back, give Kratos a struggle, and full on overpower him in some different cases, that would mean that he has that capability of strength. And that overlaps the barbarian king, who doesn't even overstate Hercules, so that just seems very delusional of you, no offense. And at the same time, he has better compound skill than Ares if we go by the comparison that is comprised within this version of Greek mythology. It's way better than Ares in their versatility of combat, way stronger than him, way more agility. Well, kind of in a way, because Ares has spider protrusions, so he's able to formulate a better correlation of moving, but debatably Hercules can jump and move more eccentrically fast. Hercules, big boy, you feel me? Pause. But he's very essential within the tip of his power, you feel me? But I don't know. The agility is very off for me, but it still is a formal comment for how he's strong and etc. And even with that being said, with his agility, he's very agilized, you feel me? I don't know if that's even a word, but you get the main component take of what I'm trying to say. I don't feel like I need to reiterate this stuff. I feel like I'm articulating myself well. I'm glad I'm able to talk today. But the crucial one I'm getting at is still a good ascension of how he's being way more, how should I say this in the nicest way, more unescapable within his ascension of understanding of these characters. Because I feel like he takes what has been said about them, but not actually researching this stuff to compensate what he's saying about them, and then taking one main motion of the fights in the games and not articulating it to compound, kind of like the compound work in the same type of thing. I'm saying overall the compound format of their powers and a scaling scenario and what has been said about them. I'm not saying he needs to go full on Dexter's Lab, but I feel like if you want to make a pre-opinionated tier list, I feel like you should have better ascension of knowledge about characters instead of just kind of de-scoping the accountability of what they can do. I'm not saying that's fully what he's doing, but in some way he's disregarding the true advisement of their capabilities. And then he puts characters that he knows are certainly lower in power compared to Hercules there, and it doesn't make any sense. No matter if his opinion has changed here, this is dumb. This makes no sense to me. This is one of the things I really disagree with him on. And not even just with agility and durability, his speed is very formidable. He's able to catch up, tag, and full on flatten Kratos when he's moving with the boots of Hermes. Combinate shockwave and full on punching him out of his speed. This is shown many different times. It is shown in the game. There's shown different accountability for what he's able to do. And so with that being said, with a quote from your boy John 4, with searching of scaling going on there as well. Hermes is beyond infinite course of time and speed itself, so he's actually within the speed combination and scaling of Kratos having infinite speed, keeping up with the Sisters of Fate. He would compoundly be high measurable, so the combination of the speed being retracted on to Hercules would be immeasurable as well. And even then, having infinite speed. Ares has never catched up to that. Kronos, and generally cannot catch up to that. Doesn't mean he's over Kronos. But Hercules would be over Ares and be an A tier, and I'll even give you a snapshot credit B tier, depending on how you put a B tier, because I haven't watched this in a minute. But that's just the main justification for why Hercules is way better in a lot of investment of strength than some of these other characters. And if we go by the feats of actual Greek mythology, this man has been said, in quote, by Greek mythology. You have the book for alignment of the truth. Hercules, the great champion of Rome, has strength that can even match the king of the gods himself, or even be over by a compound alignment of his strength and everything in the servitude of being a warrior. It's not full head quote, but it is said, I quote again, the champion Hercules has strength that can defy the king of the gods himself, meaning Zeus, this motherfucker right here. So I don't see how you just disclose that. Like, I get this motherfucker, no offense, not even trying to be disrespectful, just as an expression and statement of slang, doesn't fully scale. He doesn't need to do all that, but that makes no sense to me, because this man Hercules is way out of compound format of capability than some of these other people, and he puts them way beyond him. It makes no sense at all. It's dumb. It really makes no sense. That's my only problem when it comes to the character. Some of this is little small nitpicks, but it doesn't really earn their ability. It's just dumb. It really is just a not understanding the compound, taking knowledge, putting Hades' wife over Hercules. That's really dumb. That makes no sense to me. This is opinion, like I said before, but it's not really certified. And again, I'm glad I'm able to talk. Hold on 1 second. So let me fix something real quick. Okay. I kind of agree with Atreus being over Spartan Soldier, but I kind of don't really agree with Hephaestus just a little bit. I know Hephaestus does not fight, but he's just a big giant being, so he could just squash this person. But there's even encountment of strength from the Spartan Soldier that has been shown in the games and set in the novel of the enchantment weapons that he has. Okay, Perseus, yes, I understand that. Helios, no. The radiance of his power should not hurt Hercules, should slow him down if we go by comparison to Greek mythology. Freya, I strongly disagree. She should be lower, and there's a bit better compound scale for these characters. A lot of that makes no sense. Okay, here's more my real problem. Okay. Modi is able to have compound power to slow down Kratos, but not match his full strength. So I feel like C works more better foundation of his power. I don't see how you put Modi below these dudes. What are you smoking, bro? No offense. But Baldur, he's a certified person to be here. Debatably, he should not be over Hercules, but Kratos has gotten slightly nerfed because of his age, and his compound regulation of power is not as formally good compared to his young self, and in different cases, in his own words, he can have slaughtered Baldur, but he's trying to exhibit some better correlation of goodness to himself, which wasn't really formally good, but hopefully God of War 5, Ragnarok, whatever name you want to call it, how many games to go around for 160 on this motherfucker, will kind of not necessarily change everything about Kratos, but accommodate more of this natural turn of redemption for him, because God of War 4 did not sell me on that. It was just kind of functional with the same blandness, not credit due for truth with him changing. He has so many ways to not kill people, and they just recount it as a thing for him to go ahead and kill them. He defies his moral value. It doesn't really make sense from a character direction. But anyways, keep going on. Zeus is the main one I have a problem with. Okay, so even though the Fates can see his fate, he's beyond them because of the combination of his scaling feats and the fact that his certainty of rule is beyond them. They only watch and observe. He accounts all of it. It doesn't mean he controls the main format of fate, but his accountability and strength and overall accountment for what he can do compared to them is way more certified. This goes for Thanatos, like I already said before. But the essential argument that he has for Zeus in this is just that Zeus, both of them because they see the fate, that doesn't matter. He's the king of the gods. He has better certainty of overlapping feats, like I just said. And how he culminates what he's trying to do with empower on Olympus has better engaging takes in a matter of things. And I don't know if I said it right. Comment? Like that? Pretty sure I said it like that. It's just a lot of people saying to the course of what I'm saying. I have to seek and talk. This is the certainty how you would put it. But I'm saying the visibility overall for what he has against them is more of a shooting. Wait, shooting? I don't know if I even said that right. Yeah, it's kind of like that. I was thinking of it. I'm going to keep moving on, but overall, to reiterate, his situation of power is more better than and his advisement on Olympus has better course of truth and informative greatness and power than the discernment of their watching over fate and culminating control over it in different consideration of abilities. Plus, Zeus is able to hang with Kratos. And obviously, you know that Kratos has defeated the Fates. He hung with Kratos longer, gave him a better, more considerable comment of a fight. And that fight was legendary, even though I don't really like the games overall. But how you accumulate that as a certainty of betterness is because they watch with the Fate. It's a weird advisement of truth because you already have someone that can hang with Kratos a lot more, has better accumulation of considerableness, and at the same time, his power is more overlappingly just than the Fates for whatever type of form it takes. So I don't see how that's even a distinctful reason for why you would even have it be there. That makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. It just sounds very diluted, and it sounds like you can't really kind of say a true argument there. Hercules should be way over Poseidon and Hades. And also, Hercules can resist soul manipulation. And a little bit, he was just something like I said, it slows him down. It's not a concrete way to go ahead and dissolve his comment about to fight. Same thing with Kronos, bro. That doesn't make any sense. That's dumb. He's more strong than him. He lifted the fucking heavens in Greek mythology. You want to reassert that into this version of Greek mythology, he takes him out. Like, I don't know how this even sound reason. It's just dumb, man. It doesn't matter if these people can teleport. It should not be over the son of Thor right here. They really shouldn't. There's no true viability of that. That makes no sense. That makes really no sense. I would put Atreus at the very top. I can understand how Kratos' brother could give him a hard time, but let me think about that. Because I'm not trying to fully discredit this man, but there's a lot of things I agree on, but it depends on the comment of how these people fight. Atreus is the far range of forming occasion of versatility with his magic. And Kratos' brothers, Demos, is it Deimos or Demos? I'm going to say it's Demos, correct me in the comments, is more accountable within skill and form of experience than Atreus. But I feel like Atreus' magic is just going to clusterfuck him. But I kind of agree to disagree on that one. But it is what it is. Obviously, Kratos over here. Also, I want to talk about his comment about Kratos beating Goku. He's right. Kratos does beat Goku. I'm not about to hold him on that. But at the same time, I have to say the reason why he beats him is because of cosmology, other feats, And Kratos is stupid. Moving on, point him out. I mean, when it comes to power, sometimes he is fucking stupid. I don't even understand how that's a considerableness of making sense. It doesn't even make sense for half of these people to even catch up with Kratos and allow that be a comment of feat scaling. Let me see where he puts Athena.
In the S rank. And I'll tell you why.
Explain, please.
Yeah, okay, so people are gonna get really, really angry with me right now because she's higher than Zeus. But Athena goes in the S rank. Now
Explain.
this is Athena, God of War 3 Athena, not God of War 1 and 2 Athena. That one, if I were talking about the original Athena, she would go like next to Ares, like in between A and B. But we're talking about higher plane of existence Athena. We don't really know what this mystical place is, but we do.
Okay, you're right. I can understand that, but we're talking about her ability of her power. It's irrelevant. She doesn't even stand. But if that's your reason, like you're saying before, for a lot of fun of how she could do something, okay, I agree with you. I see you, bro. These people are irrelevant a little bit, but I know he talks about Hermes here, so I'm just going to go and break all of them down. What I see here. Mir's irrelevant. A lot of these other characters are irrelevant. Thor is supposed to be able to match, slash be over normal count of capability than Kratos. So you're going to have to at least put them head to head with that. And then we're talking about Hermes. Hermes, again, has undeniably immeasurable speed. You feel me? Or at least from the take of being able to be near immeasurable. I don't know the exact comment of scaling on that. But if I had to break it down a little bit more for you guys, Hermes is beyond the infinite course of speed and time, calmly being immeasurable. A time and a certainty of how he moves is a formication of his top speeds. In the game showcasing, he never really accounts to that speed and not full assessment of showcasing. So at the top tier accountment of speed capability of the boots of Hermes, or in the words of John Ford, the Greek Force Ones, he is unobservably technically beyond immeasurable. But because of how he became very cocky in combination of the game showcasing of that type of speed, he isn't necessarily in the certainty of being that fast. But I don't want to discredit that, but just because the character doesn't show off that course of power, there's not really a form of way to disregard accumulation of that power. You feel me? So I would say overall, the assertability of how characters are like in the main gauge of power holds on form of account of how things are going within what characters do and what they do not do. You feel me? Because if we're talking about like bloodlusted shit, he obviously exceeds normal limits of what he has shown with his boots of Hermes. Well, it's Hermes and it's Hermes. Go and say attack because there's Hermes and there's his boots. You feel me? I'm just saying, in the formication of how he would be like in general, no, he's cocky, he's arrogant, not really stellar in the combination of fighting. He just kind of presents a little bit of speed blitz, acrobatic, ascension, and agility. A little bit of formication and durability when he phases in between attacks. He actually did that against Kratos in the game. I don't know if that's like a frame bug, but it seemed like he just moved and he like kind of zoned out, meaning that he phased. So whoever implemented the game, nice job on you. But a combination of how he's like overall, he would be able to exceed that. I got you, Mom. I'm making a video right now. I know I'm making a video. Just give me a second. Hey, guys, that was my mom. Oh, Lord. I got you. I know. Not even mad at my mom. Just like, I got you, Mom. Tell me again, you feel me? Love my mom. Anyway, back on point. Everything else seems fine. Jormungandr's at a high top scale. I think you could put him definitely in S tier. He's more cerebral and power than everybody else. I don't know about Kronos, but it is what it is. Because realistically, all the Norse people should even be in a way to count to any of them in some different cases. Because realistically, if you go by actual mythology, Norse gods, Greek mythology, the gods in that verse are way absurd, and Norse gods are absurd in different comment how they do things, but how it's a development of seer, well, I meant sheer. I said sheer. Sheer fact of power. They don't really compensate as good as them. They don't get fully dominated, but a lot of their main top Greek characters probably so much of essential power that they just get dominated, demolished. They have no fornication of even taking them on. But in this version of Norse mythology and Greek mythology, the Greek gods are more considerably stronger than some of the Greek gods. So it is what it is. But the comment of how you would put that is a weird place because obviously you haven't been shown all that much. I'm going to go say this, but there is a sheer form of case where the Norse gods, realistically, by the original Norse mythology, have better combination of agility and versatility to some of the Greek gods that have been shown, but the overarching take of power dominates them. You know what I mean? But it'll be an interesting fight. Wish Odin could defeat Zeus, but he can't. I mean, in this version, he probably can. Probably hates Zeus. It's pretty hypocritical debate, but a comment of how he's like in this verse what's been said. But it is what it is. But that's the entire video. There you go. I'm going to show off the comment of power from Hercules here. But even then, when he was fighting Kratos, he still was much more powerful than him. And this is when he has all different type of weapons and stuff. So it's very dumb to go ahead and say that. There's a lot more than what most people would say. That's pretty dumb. That way, here's a little bit talk from John 4. After this, I'm going to go into the video.
Up a mountain to where the other gods were meeting. It shows him running up the mountain and running literally through the air, and poured wine into all of their glasses without a single drop spilling, and without Zeus and the other gods even noticing he was even there. To run in the air, you need to be traveling at speeds that literally bend the laws of physics around you, traveling faster than Mach 5. But I've delayed for too long. What is the greatest speed that your mind can't comprehend? Let's talk Tartarus, the underworld, for a second. When making the underworld level, Cecile Kim, concept designer, says that there is an infinite distance in the background and that's how he created it. Which means the underworld can go on forever. Something Corey Barlog says what Kim said is actually accurate and they use that idea. Even in God of War 3, Kratos says that it stretches as far as the eye can see. This makes sense. This means that the underworld in Greek can never become full. Something that in Norse, we see what happened there. When it became full, the dead started to go back to Midgard. So this is actually a good idea. Also, Helios' light shines through to the underworld, and all of the underworld is lit, which means that Helios' light travels infinity to light up the entire place. What does this have to do with Hermes' speed? Well, did you know Hermes is the only character to have the ability to dodge Helios' light in God of War 3? Steve Caterson, senior producer in God of War 3, was asked about this, and he confirms it was the intention for only Hermes in the entire game to be able to dodge a fully charged light attack from Helios to show how fast Hermes truly is. This confirms that Helios is faster than the speed of light, which means he can move faster than 186,000 miles per second, which is 671.
But I also want to just make this clear. Just because other characters don't dodge it doesn't mean they could. He's able to dodge it, yes, obviously. But someone like Hercules is able to full on bonk that speed erupting on him and keep accounting for the fight, block it, and just keep going. He's able to see, he just blocks it, he doesn't want to deal with it. And it doesn't slow him down. You run to Hercules and try to fucking speed blitz him. Nah, you just either bonk into him because he punches you, or he stands there and just lets it happen and then culminates a new type of move in the course of his combat. Or, in general, when you're moving past, he still erupts the same type of damage to go ahead and flatten you. There's different ways you can culminate that conversation of how you actually have that fight going. But overall, those are the main essential ways of how he would go ahead and dominate Hermes and Hercules in different comment of how the fight would go. So I still think, even though it is a weird certainty of how the gameplay could be produced, it still is a pretty good advisement for how Hercules disperses a lot of comment of how that speed can disrupt combination of movement. You feel me?
1 million miles per hour. But again, it gets even crazier. Like I just said, Helios's light shines through the underworld.
I'm not trying to describe what I'm saying. Just make sure you guys understand the main form of
infinity. Infinity does not end. Yes, which means Hermes can be faster than the light that can reach infinity.
Yes.
Human minds can barely understand infinity, yet Hermes can go faster than that.
That's why that's absurd, man. It's not even just Hermes / Kratos with that combination of speed at the highest peaks of how you would formulate power, bro. Right, there's characters in comics at the high end that just be beyond immeasurable, but don't even make sense. Irrelevant speed, bro. How is that even a comment of truth? Like, what the fuck is it? That's just flimsy talk to me, man. I don't understand how that's even true. I'm not saying it's not true. It's just very diluted from my brain how you can comprehend that or even create a substantial way of how you can calculate that and its possibility. Doesn't mean it's fiction. And fiction got some dumb shit in it. You got people who write the story, Deadpool breaking the fourth wall, which combination of barely even low 5D, fifth dimensional, if you want a main ascension of what that means, and other combination of characters being beyond immeasurable, having power beyond different scopes, and you got fucking Cthulhu out of this motherfucker where you even see him, you're fucking demolished. Your conception disregarded, disclosed, no accountability of even seeing. The formication of how characters are this powerful is absurd, but it's mainly with comics and folklore shit. This shit that's written undominantly stupid, because when people are some different accountability of narrative, their formication of power is unassertively dumb. It's just very weird. I mean, they're like celestial beings that can't even comprehend our formication of status. So when they disperse that power, it disperses our accountability to their power. I just feel like if you are a god like that, man, like the omnipotent factor is beyond advisability of truth. Like, you can't even come in a way to tell me that is not a substantial point of omnipotence. How the fuck do you fight that?
There's truly something special about Hermes and his speed. Bruno did say Hermes is like the Flash of the God of War series, and this is actually insane. The Greek Force One boots may only be able to grant Kratos the ability to have very short speed bursts and agility, but only Hermes can use them to the fullest potential. If you have turned the lights off in the underworld and gathered Hermes and Helios' light to have a race, Hermes will actually reach infinity faster than Helios' light can reach infinity. Which is really insane to think about.
Absurd. That's it for the video, guys. You guys understand my main central point. I want to make this point one more time, though. I'm not here to discredit Captain Cuba. I just disagree with him. I believe a lot of stuff he said was flimsy. It doesn't make sense. He's not scaled. It's understandable. How he counted was just more of his thought and opinion based, but a form of occasion for why he's wrong. This is natural in this video. If you don't agree with anything, you know what I'm saying? Leave in the comments, understandable, but there is proof right here. It's full central scam, and also servability of different things that have been shown in fights. There been comment of scaling that goes on different characters, and as simple as that. So if you can go and look that up if you want. I don't know if you want to debate the comments about it. Probably not, but if you guys have any problem with what I'm saying, we can debate. Comment a way to go and set this up any type of way. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Peace out, man.